Welcome back to USA News Hub. Steelers receive awful 2026 NFL Draft news amid Russell Wilson's Giants benching. The Pittsburgh Steelers just received some rough draft news, and it has everything to do with their former quarterback Russell Wilson. After his short-lived stint in Pittsburgh, Wilson signed with the New York Giants for the 2025 NFL season. But only a few weeks into the year, Wilson has now been benched, and it could have major repercussions on the Steelers' 2026 NFL Draft capital. According to compensatory pick expert Nick Corte, the Steelers were banking on Wilson playing a minimum of 7 games for New York this season. Had that happened, Pittsburgh was in line to receive a 4th-round compensatory pick in the 2026 NFL Draft. However, with Wilson already pulled from the starting lineup, the chances of him meeting the required threshold are now in serious jeopardy. The situation is even more frustrating for Steelers fans because of how close the margin is. If Wilson manages to play more than 40% of the Giants' snaps this season, Pittsburgh could still get that 4th-rounder. But if he doesn't, the value of the compensatory selection could plummet, dropping all the way to a 6th-round pick instead. For a franchise that prides itself on its ability to draft and develop mid-round talent, that kind of drop-off is significant. Pittsburgh has a long history of striking gold with compensatory picks. Standout examples include offensive lineman Willie Colon, cornerback William Gay, linebacker Vince Williams, and perhaps the most notable of them all, Hall of Fame wide receiver Hines Ward. Those players all came via compensatory selections, proving just how valuable these picks can be in the long run. Even with this setback, the Steelers aren't completely out of luck. The team is still expected to land some quality draft compensation in 2026, including a potential 3rd-rounder from the loss of offensive tackle Dan Moore Jr. and a 4th-rounder tied to quarterback Justin Fields' departure. Those picks should help replenish Pittsburgh's roster, but Wilson's benching undeniably throws a wrench into the front office's careful draft planning. For the Giants, Wilson's benching signals yet another rocky chapter in the veteran quarterback's career. Once one of the NFL's most dynamic playmakers, his production has slipped dramatically in recent years. New York hoped he could provide stability under center, but the experiment appears to have backfired quickly. As for the Steelers, the focus now shifts to hoping Wilson can reclaim some playing time later this year. Otherwise, what once looked like a solid 4th-round selection could turn into a late 6th-rounder, a tough blow for a team that has long counted on the NFL's compensatory pick formula to bolster its roster. Former Steelers QB Russell Wilson was just benched by the New York Giants, and it's terrible news for Pittsburgh's 2026 NFL Draft capital. According to compensatory pick expert Nick Corte, Wilson needed to play until at least Week 7 in order for the Steelers to receive their 4th-round pick, but thanks to his benching, there's real danger that Pittsburgh's compensatory selection could fall all the way to the 6th round unless he plays more than 40% of snaps in 2025. Pittsburgh is no stranger to nailing some of their compensatory picks, having selected G. Willie Colon, C.B. William Gay, L.B. Vince Williams, and one of the greatest wide receivers in franchise history, Hines Ward. The Steelers still have a few huge compensatory picks to bank on, like a possible 3rd-rounder from losing OT Dan Moore Jr. and a 4th-rounder from losing QB Justin Fields, but Wilson's benching no doubt threw a moonball-sized wrench in Pittsburgh's draft plans. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this update, don't forget to hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to USA News Hub for all the latest sports news and highlights. See you in the next one.